Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another Jenny Live. I hope you're having an amazing evening. I have some return because the TV is on. Me dejaron aquí la tele prendida. ¿Cómo están, amigos? Muy buenas noches. Espero de que estén muy bien. Únanse a nosotros en miamitv.com, donde sea que estén. Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenidos. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a great weekend. I know it's Tuesday. Sorry we missed yesterday, but we're here today. Saludos, bienvenidos. Vamos a comenzar, chicos. Vamos a hacer más inglés. Ya que se vienen las traducciones en vivos, pues vamos aprovechando y empezando a hacer este pequeño cambio. All right, guys. So we are going to start doing a little bit more English since we all know that AI is going really, really fast. And of course, translation and voice cloning are a thing now. So you're going to be able to understand me no matter whatever language you speak. It's been fun though, so many years, such a long time doing both languages. It's always good. Good morning, Jenny. Have a great day. Thank you. Yes, it was an amazing day. It's been great. Rainy season started here in Tulum now, so mosquitoes are coming out, but the jungle is getting greener, so that's always nice to see. All right, guys, let me start with this news, which is, well, we all know it's a little concerning, just like everything when we talk about technology, but I want to get your opinion on it. What do you think? And it's about the Apple devices and the OpenAI deal that they're doing. And Elon Musk actually came out saying that he will ban Apple devices in his establishments if this actually happens because they are a risk to your privacy. So let's read a little bit about it, and you guys let me know what you think. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is threatening to ban his employees from taking Apple devices into their workplaces after Apple CEO Tim Cook announced a partnership on Monday to integrate OpenAI's artificial intelligence technology into its operating systems. Ooh. On Monday evening, Musk wrote on his social media platforms, adding, "It's an unacceptable security violation." He added that visitors to his businesses, which also includes SpaceX, will have to check their Apple devices at the door, where they will be stored in a Faraday cage. Well, that makes sense. I mean, especially at a place like SpaceX. I mean, imagine the amount of information that they can steal, and all of a sudden, ooh, you're not the first. So what do you guys think about this? Would you still continue to be Apple users after all of this if they actually do launch it? I mean, if they signed a deal, probably they're going to launch it. I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing advancement in technology, but at the same time, I do understand his point of view where it's scary to think that you can have something on your phone that is continually learning from you and can apparently also give you advice. Welcome, Rick. It can give you ideas throughout the day. It'll literally be listening to you all the time. So it's adapting to you constantly. That for me is a little scary, a little bit too much, unless you can use it and adapt it into being help me be a best version of myself, and then it's constantly giving you these positive vibes, or it's like, hey, Jenny, it's time to meditate. Hey, it's time to relax. Don't think about consumption, think about your brain. That's not so bad, but we all know that's not the case. We all know that just like it happens today, where our phones, what they do is actually totally different in the sense that it hears you speak about something, and all of a sudden you're being bombarded on your phone with products that have to do with the topic that you were just talking about. So that, in a sense, it's a little concerning because it's already happening, and I believe that since we're in a stage where people don't really use their imagination or brains a lot today. Hi, Manny, welcome. Because they're, we're not, well, I'm not going to say we, because most of the people are so focused on their cell phones that it is, it is a little concerning in the sense of saying you're going to eventually become a bot. You're going to be a cyborg. And that actually fuels us to the topic of today, which is actually emotions. Continuing the emotion topic that we were talking about the other day. Let me go ahead and launch this. I didn't want to, but it's, there you go, launched. I'm like, I didn't want to, but technology won me over. Let me just enable TikTok all of a sudden. All right, I have to do it with a close-up that way, because then they're like, no, too much cleavage. All right, guys, so what do you think? AI in any form should be carefully monitored. Come on, we all know that's not happening. The only one that's actually trying to monitor something is Elon Musk. Everybody else doesn't give a flies. All they want is just basically for you to consume. So, hello, Patrick, Dogor, Dario, welcome, guys. Hi, Abu, hola, saludos, Alejandro. Franz, hi, Laurent, hi, Steven, boa noite do Brasil. Oi, meus amigos do Brasil, como está você? So, emotions, and this is something that came to my mind last week, and maybe somebody's mentioned it before, I don't know, but it's just something that came to my mind. And it's the fact that we have come to the point in society where I believe there's a high majority of the population that is no longer in control of their emotions whatsoever. I mean, you are constantly being manipulated by technology to create these emotions for you. So at the end of the day, you know how we're always talking about energy? We're always talking about how important it is to control your mind, how important it is to control your emotions, how you need to think for yourself, how, you need to have time off from technology. And it got me thinking that the reason why all of these apps are so important for people, like for example TikTok, and now that YouTube actually implemented TikTok's way of showing videos, which is shorts. I mean, whoever invented TikTok we all know is a bloody genius. It's great, a lot of people actually even living out of it, so amazing. A lot of people are showing their expressions and their personalities through it. It's amazing. But let's go to the energy part of it. And we always focus so much on telling you guys that it's important to control your emotions so that you can actually elevate your energy and elevate your vibration to a higher state. That way you can be healthier, you can be happier, you can achieve whatever it is that you're meant to achieve in this planet and this life of yours, okay? But at the end of the day, if you don't have control of these emotions, there is something else actually manipulating your life. And you're not really paying attention to it, but it's happening. And the reason why these apps are so important to people and the reason why they're so addictive is because they're manipulating your emotions. Why? What best way to have a thrill of energy go through your body than by giving you a different emotion every 30 seconds? Oh. Literally. Okay, so you see a video, and it might even be less. It could be 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and it makes you happy, right? Then you see another video, and it makes you sad. You see another video, and it makes you hyperactive. You see another video, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, la, la. So every single one of these clips, and that's why it's shorts, right? Is triggering something in your body called energy that is it's triggering your emotions, and that emotion is creating energy. So they both go together. So if you confuse your body and your mind enough so that you don't really have a stable emotion for a long time, then how could you possibly control that emotion? So we are living in a world today where, for the most part, we actually have a device, technology, controlling our emotions, meaning controlling our energy almost 24/7. There are people that literally live on their phones every single minute of their lives. And I had installed TikTok I think maybe a year ago, I installed it for the first time. And I removed it from my phone a couple of months ago, but I left it on a work phone that I have, which is the one that I'm using now to stream, just because I noticed how addictive it was. And of course, we all know this, it is addictive. And then Enrique, Enrique won't delete it from his phone, so he's constantly like, "Oh my God, these videos!" But now it's also on YouTube, so we have these shorts on YouTube that are constantly making you, all of a sudden in a second you're smiling, then you're angry because there's a person that's doing something that you're not supposed to, then you're just going through this constant wave and roller coaster where your body is generating these peaks of energy that you don't even notice that you're generating. Of course, if everything that you see is laughter and fun, amazing, because that means that it's causing you to have positive emotions and it's causing you to generate positive energy, which in this case would be great. But the thing is that most of the people, let's be real, that do end up spending so much time in these apps end up eventually falling into gossip, or eventually also falling into things that are controversial. And that's why I always say that it's so important, if you spend so much time in social media, to really filter out whatever it is that you don't want to program your brain, because eventually what it's doing, it's programming your way of thinking. So you no longer have control of your way of thinking, because you have given control to something else. To have that amount of control over somebody's life is huge. Okay, and the moment that, and the algorithms, right, and the how smart it is, the moment that you like something and it tries to get you to just stay hooked and don't leave, it's almost like this wife, right? It's like, nope, you're staying by me all day, all day, and you're not going anywhere, and no, jealous of other apps. The nagging wife. So this is how crucial it is for everybody to actually do detox from your apps and detox from these apps, because having a body that has no balance does eventually affect you in your everyday life, meaning in your health, in your relationship, because you're going to be more disconnected. And I'm not against technology, I love technology. I'm just, evaluating the energy aspects and how it is affecting humanity as we speak. So to say that you're going through these peaks and bursts of energy constantly, where you're happy, sad, confused, questioning, and so on and so forth. Who knows how many emotions there are? A lot. When you get to the point of actually having to deal with something in your everyday life, you're going to be as confused, because you're not going to know how to react to it. So if somebody is negative towards you, or if somebody is, just, I don't know, you're in a difficult situation, right? You're not going to know how to get out of it without having that kind of burst of emotions. So you're going to be really confused. You're going to be, your mind is going to do like a shortage. Okay, so your circuit is going to be all messed up. And eventually, of course, this is going to affect your health, because the number one thing that is good for your life is actually relationships, okay? Relationships with another person, social relationships with friends and family. So the more, I know I said I'm like this little witch today with the makeup and everything. The more you are controlled by something, the more you actually start putting away, and you start letting go of these really important relationships, okay? Where how many of you are actually maybe going out for dinner and you don't even speak to your partner because you're on your phone, or you're sharing something but it's on your phone? So your mind is more focused on needing this addictive, okay, way of thinking, which is the spikes of emotion triggers in your body, that it's going to take over just like any other addiction. So of course this is, and I'm not even saying addicted to your phone, I'm saying addicted to things that create short emotions, for periods of time throughout your day. So maybe an hour a day, you were just scrolling down, going through this, almost like if you were in some kind of drug. and not noticing that this waves of emotion, it could be positive, but it could also have a negative effect. And the negative effect is, I think, that you totally just end up losing control, because you need some kind of stability at some point in your day and at some point in your life where your mind just calms down, it gets quiet, and you kind of just focus in whatever it is that you need to fix and whatever it is that you need to make adjustments in. And the thing is that we're so easily distracted, right? And it's so easy for most of the people to actually also say, you know what, I think I have too many issues in my life, so let me just watch something that makes me think of something else. What about movies? Movies they actually take you through this roller coaster, but in a very positive way. They take you through a beginning, a mid, and an end. Same with YouTube videos, right? They have a specific length. Maybe it's 10 minutes or 15 or 30, or maybe you watch a movie and it's 2 hours. And that is why we're so thrilled when we watch entertainment, because we allow ourselves to let go and really submerge ourselves and our mind into this storytelling. These are storytellings. So be really careful in the things that you are picking to watch online. Make sure that whatever algorithm is learning from you, it's learning that you want things to feed your mind and not to give you these peaks, okay, of constant changes of energy, which are not in the end beneficial. And of course, if you are following something that has to do with gossip or has to do with negative commenting, right, or has to do with criticism or even politics, I must say, or wars, then that you stop looking at them, so that the algorithm goes the other way and it starts showing you things that are actually good for you. For example, like mental training, or breathing exercises, or actually relaxing. I know how boring they sound, but the thing is that we are not here to be bodified. We are here to begin with, we are spiritual beings, okay? Everything else that's around us, everything that is physical and that's material, is something that came from humans. So we have to get back to our essence, and I think that for the most part, we're going the totally wrong way. Instead of actually connecting with our roots and connecting with herbs and naturism and our mind and our inner self, we're totally switching our brain to just say, well, let me just depend on this little machine that helps me generate these emotions for me, so I don't have to do much thinking after all. And that's when you're basically, I guess, in a sense, kind of selling your soul, because what is the most important thing that can control your life and your health and everything? It's emotions. Everything begins and ends with emotions. If you have an emotion of a grudge, if you have an emotion of hate, these are peaks of energy that are going to resonate inside of you, that are not going to benefit your life. If you have an emotion of happiness, if you have an emotion of love, sensitivity, right? These are emotions that are going to fulfill you, that are going to make your atoms and your energy just vibrate and dance inside of your body in a beautiful way, where everything is just going to be at ease and at peace and fixing itself on its own, because we have the power of healing ourselves. But if we don't allow our body and our brain to actually work naturally without influences from outside obstacles, then we lose that power. So I think that eventually, what we're seeing is a mass global manipulation of humans' energy. And this is dark, you guys. I don't know how to mention this, but this is really deep. This goes beyond, I think, maybe a lot of people's comprehension. Like, no, how is it possible that an app or this and that? But just make some sense from it, and tell me how you feel when you watch these little short clips and what they make you feel. Again, if your algorithms are all positive, then I don't see anything wrong with it. But you know what? You should be making experiences for yourself. You should be you should be creating that dopamine and that positive energy with being with other people around you, because you know what, when you are with another person, you are duplicating energy and you're sharing energy, so it's higher. Studies have shown that people that are lonely actually grow ill faster than others and live less. And studies have also shown that people that are social, people that have positive relationships, that have love in their life, and relationships that are not toxic, of course, that's for another topic, live longer and live healthier. So you want to live a healthy life. You want to live a longer life. You want to make sure that your energy is as tranquil as it can be. It's zened out. It's in order. And if you are going to use all of this technology, then make sure that you do time yourself and you do outsmart the system so that it doesn't utilize you for consumption, because at the end of the day, most of what it's doing, it's making sure that you're consuming. I mean, obviously, right? You're looking at chicken videos and all of a sudden you're being fed like chicken toys. So this is exactly, we are products for products, basically. If there was no manipulation, then there would be a little bit more of a push maybe for mental healing and people actually having timeouts from this that doesn't allow your brain to function on itself. Guys, we're live. Yes, I do read you. Let me read some comments. Sorry, I've been on my own little world. Hey guys. Seems like I'm a little stuttery here. We explore nothing in depth anymore. We jump from one short jolt of totally unrelated emotion to another. Future generations will have the attention span of dogs. That's actually true. I mean, you know how difficult it is to make some people actually concentrate when you tell them, let's just be within ourselves and relax our mind and breathe, and they're too anxious. So what does this also do? Actually, that's a good point. That having these peaks of emotions, uncontrollable emotions, really, that are being fed to you, don't allow you to have that. So imagine me saying to you, okay, right now, just be quiet, breathe in, take some time for yourself, focus on your breathing, and anxiety. I think it's probably just going to cause more anxiety on people, because not having that uncontrollable peak is going to cause you to be short-spanned, like you mentioned, and huge amounts of anxiety, and not knowing how to deal with something, because at the end of the day, your relationship is higher with this, with your phones, than it is with an actual human being. So I might even tell you, hey, how do you pick up a girl, right? Or how do you speak to a woman or speak to a man? And you're gonna be like, hold on, let me Google it. And we ask Google everything, or let me look at videos and see how to do it. So we no longer kind of think for ourselves, especially when there's nudeness involved, of course. Those are other kind of emotions, but yes. Estamos explorando nada. Thank you, James. Thank you. Yes. All right, guys. So I wanted to share that with you today because I think that it's a little bit concerning, and yeah, it's something to just keep in mind and be aware of that. I think that it all begins with awareness. If you're aware that your emotions control your life, your emotions control your health, your cells are actually controlled also by your emotions and thoughts. So when you think of healing, do you think that you're going to be able to heal by watching a video that makes you happy just by being happy? No, you actually have to focus and give an order from your mind to that cell and to that problem so that it heals. Now, if you don't know how to focus, if you don't know how to concentrate, and by the way, all of this has been something that has been growing in a very high speed of light, I would say, because things didn't used to be like that. I mean, remember when TV if you watch movies from when TV just started, everything was so slow. Oh my God, it was so slow. And our minds today and the minds of the teenagers today are super hyper fast. I mean, it's almost like they're thinking so fast that nothing works for them because their patience is very, very short. So it's like, oh, I'm bored, next, I'm bored, next. And you know what? I share it. I love long movies, but I share that sense of if something isn't really interesting, then you get bored really easy. And that's where this new system, let's say, of mind control really begins, which is in short amounts of emotions being sent to you, and why it's the most popular thing in the world today. Probably shorts are probably making people more money than actually I don't know, like long long movies, and every short has an ad, so there you have it as well. All right, let's go up a little bit. Welcome, Kevin. Welcome, Lane. A ver qué tenemos por ahí. Hello, Turkey. How are you? Jenny, you look like a little witch today. You need the little hat. It looks cute. I know. I finished my makeup and I noticed, I'm like, I do look a little witchy. Witchy, witchy. You can talk to me. I just know I don't want to hear how your life is hard. You say this in every single Jenny Live. And it's just, if you're not doing anything about it, all you're doing is complaining, you're literally not doing anything for yourself. Okay, so whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you have in your life, I promise you that there's a high percentage of you that just decide to not deal with it and make yourself distracted by something that makes you feel happy and create dopamine. So I know that it's difficult to face your problems. I know that it's difficult to overcome those problems, but going through these, because we're speaking about social media, right? Like going through these waves and roller coasters of emotions aren't really the answer. So you need to start seeking within. And this is something that every time, the more we live in this planet, the more we lose. There is more people becoming AI and robotic than the other way around, than like a meditator, because just by thinking of it, we think how boring to just sit there and think of nothing, how boring it is to just breathe and focus on your breathing. No, I need surges. I need the surge of energy going through me, and if it's different kinds of emotions all bottled up in one, even better. And that is where we're falling, where at the end of the day, we're all going to live shorter. Well, technology is going to advance so that we do live longer, but I think that's also kind of going against nature. If you can live longer in a natural way because your habits are good, because your mind is powerful, then at the end of the day, give yourself a little merit. You can live a healthy and long life by establishing positive connections with people, with family, with a couple, right? We're not meant to be alone, you guys. We're meant to be, next to someone, a woman, a man, doesn't matter, a robot even maybe, who knows? But, well, robots don't have energy, so I don't know but, for the mind, it might, that's a good question. Do you think that a robot's company would be, for the mind, would be the same result positively as a human being? I mean, obviously you're not sharing energy, so that's not good. But your mind is probably going to be healthy because you're going to be able to speak to them and deal with your problems and have somebody to listen to you, which is what everybody loves, of course. But at the end of the day, I think the reason why all these studies have come out positive for people living longer and healthier, being in stable, loving relationships, it's probably because you are multiplying the energy. So you know how I always explain to you that it's almost like the two oranges, they say, have you found your two oranges, right? And it's like, yep. Once you do, you are sharing energy. Just by being next to each other, you are sharing this energy. So it's coming and going, it's coming and going. So if you're by yourself and you isolate yourself on these little games, and you isolate yourself watching TV and just having the days go by, because let me tell you, once you hit that phone, once you hit that TV, the hours go by so quickly, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh my God, I didn't do anything but just watch my phone today. An hour went by and it seemed so little. So, and you need more. So it's important to make sure that, imagine if I mean, what about like parents that are giving their cell phones to their kids since they're like really, really tiny? My niece, she had her first cell phone a year ago, and she's 17, and it's still monitored, so she doesn't use it all the time. And wow, like her level of intelligence is off the roof. She's taken her pilot's license now, certified scuba diver. I mean, paramedic course. She's homeschooled, of course, but I mean, she's like, we call it a crack in Spanish, which means like you're really smart. And it's like, but for the kids that are being just given their phones really early, I feel like, okay, well, no, don't have social connections, just, I don't want you to be crying. I don't want you to be bothering me. Here's your phone, playing your little games. And you could see how fast their brain is going. It's so much faster than ours. They're adapting to this new era. They're adapting to this new technology super, super quickly. You can have a grandparent that doesn't even know how to open a phone, even though you're teaching them. And this kid is showing you how to like do coding on a cell phone, like 8-year-old. So it's scary, but it also shows that we can be teaching them so much more outside of technology, that they can just have a life of fulfillment and self-healing for the rest of their life. I mean, imagine having that kind of focus and training, to actually use more of your brain, to actually enhance your abilities, to enhance how fast you read or how fast you learn, and always just continue to learn something new. It's inevitably to just realize that that is power. And what these companies want us to go through is the total opposite. They don't want us to have power. They don't want us to have self-control. They want us to be easily manipulated. That makes you part of the masses. So that's just the last question would be, do you want to be part of the masses, or do you want to be different and actually focus on what your goal is and why you're here in this planet, which is a higher purpose and a spiritual purpose? Okay, let me read this and then we'll say goodbye. Don't mention living shorter. Next show will be historically 1776 for you. Are you sure you didn't sign the Declaration of Independence? What? I could be crying in bed were it not for you. Aw. I do remember when my mother told me to put toys back on store shelves and go home without them. Aw, well, see, these are the lessons we used to get that are no longer being taught because everything's on a phone. All right, guys. Anyway, so yeah, keep that in mind. Be aware of the next time you're watching shorts and see how it triggers these emotions, see how it triggers your way of thinking, and even analyze how your brain is after watching them for like an hour or so, and see if you feel relaxed, see if you feel like, actually even try to meditate or try to like be in a focus mode where you're conscious of yourself, and if it doesn't happen, then maybe you need to start cutting down a little bit, detoxifying from this. All right, loves, we will see you next time. I can't be controlled like the masses because I'm stoned. Okay. Oh man, great. All right, my loves, we'll see you next time. Have an amazing evening. Be good, be happy, and tomorrow, Next Journey Live, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Smile, be positive, and be smart. Just don't let yourself be carried away. Kisses. Bye.